Good evening. Once again, we return to the story of Caius, Spellsword, Dunmer, Eternal Champion, former agent of the Emperor, and now inductee into the Blades. So we did find Caius Cosades, who is our contact, and brought us into the Blades. We've also joined the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild, and we are going to need, basically going to need to build up. I suggested I join the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, or the Imperial Cult, which all I have joined. I've joined them all, and we will be trying to get some freelance work as well. But before anything, we have a number of books we haven't read yet, and I'm going to start here. The War of the First Council.
The War of the First Council. This account by the Imperial scholar Agrippa Fundilius is based on various Imperial and Dunmer sources and written for Western readers. The War of the First Council was a first-age religious conflict between the secular Dunmer houses Dwemer and Dagoth and the Orthodox Dunmer houses Indorel, Rederen, Dres, Hlalu, and Telvanni. The First Council was the first pan-Dunmer governing body, which collapsed over disputes about sorceries and enchantments practiced by the Dwemer and declared profane by the other houses. The secular houses, less numerous but politically and magically more advanced, and aided by Nord and Orc clans drawn by promise of land and booty, initially campaigned with great success in the north of Morrowind, and occupied much of the land now comprising of Redoran, Vradenfell, and the Telvanni district. The Orthodox houses, widely dispersed and poorly organized, suffered defeat after defeat until Neverar was made general of all house troops and levies. Neverar secured the aid of nomad barbarian tribesmen and contrived to force a major battle at the secular stronghold of Red Mountain on Vradenfell. The secular forces were outmaneuvered and defeated with the help of the Ashlander scouts, and the survivors forced to take refuge in the Dwemer stronghold at Red Mountain. After a brief siege, treason permitted Neverar and his troops to enter the stronghold, where the secular leaders were slain and Neverar mortally wounded. General slaughter followed, and houses Dwemer and Dagoth were exterminated. Neverar died shortly thereafter of his wounds. 3 of Neverar's associates among the Orthodox houses, Vivek, Alamexia, and Sotha Sil, succeeded to control the recreated First Council, renamed the Grand Council of Morrowind, and went on to become the god kings and immortal rulers of Morrowind, known as the Tribunal, or the Almsivi.
Looks like he's got some skooma and a pipe. I could use some training in speechcraft. All right. I think what I will do first, let's try and get those. The River Odai south of Balmora until I see a wooden bridge. So let's go try and get some goodies. I realize that picking mushrooms may not exactly be the first idea of a grand adventure, but
What is it, Sarah?
oh, I'm fine, thank you. Now, we don't know if this is the river that we're looking for, but I'm going to assume yes. So we'll head south when we find it. So the specific instructions were: follow the river south of Balmora until a wooden bridge.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
I need you to get out of my way, thank you.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do do you need?
It's very tempting to talk to all of these different people, but
Yes, Outlander?
I'm going to try and focus on one task at a time until I become a little more familiar. Yep, there's the bridge they're talking about. I wonder if we can use a more traditional pathway. We may not. But at least we can enjoy the scenery. So I would be interested at some point in learning how alchemy works. I clearly had a few items which I've usually sold off, but presumably the ability to make useful potions would be welcome. Do you like the way the reflections look? And there's more than a few things for me to pick up here, so... that looks unfriendly. Scribe. Possible adventure. How much inventory do I have? Not that much. I'll go pick up the things I'm supposed to, and then we'll come back to check that out. A large part of my inventory problems are on me. Took a little bit too much from the Fighters Guild, but I'll work with it. I wonder if any of this grows back.
What is this about?
Alright, this is Findulan and Dimok.
So, where are you from?
Just make sure these aren't the people I'm supposed to be going after. Oh, okay, so it looks like the egg mine is going to be something that
I'm a miner in the Shulk egg mine. I'm getting some fresh air.
Tell me more about your background.
I'm just an egg miner.
What do you know about the egg poachers?
We haven't seen Civilo Othan or Dynala Valis, but eggs keep disappearing.
Excuse me.
And they know the place. Easy for them to get in and out and stay out of sight.
Any other rumors you've heard about?
At first it seemed like the fuss about the Neverine prophecy was just a silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmer have been waiting for Lord Neverar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years an Ashlander appears, and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it?
Any advice?
I've never seen a successful adventurer who didn't carry a couple of divine intervention scrolls with him on a long expedition. 2 reasons: emergency exit, and it lets you move a lot more loot than you can carry on foot, and faster goes without saying.
What secrets do you know about egg mining?
Kwama foragers and warriors won't attack us, since they're used to our smell, but they attack intruders, and you smell like an intruder. But don't worry, the queen squirts out foragers and warriors like seeds. If the foragers and warriors bother you, kill them or run past, whichever is easier. But do us a favor and don't kill the workers. They won't bother you, and we need them to keep the queen laying and the eggs ripening.
What are these foragers?
The Kwama Forager scouts the surface of the land in natural background passages, searching for suitable locations for new colonies and hunting for prey. Foragers are aggressive, but not very dangerous.
Do you know any lore about Morrowind?
Though some Dunmer and Imperial cult initiates, most of them are members of the Tribunal Temple. Religious fervor is exceptional in the Empire, combined with Morrowind's more passionate temple worshippers, and Dunmer who adopt the Imperial cult often share the moderation and religious tolerance of Imperial culture.
Thank you for your time. Anything you might add?
Sevilo, Othan, and Daniela Vallis used to work there. Not good people. Could be hiding anywhere in the mine.
Yeah, there's the mine right there. Any rumors? More of the same, I guess.
Don't fight when you're tired. Don't try to cast spells when you're tired. You'll fail much more often when you're tired. That's why veterans always carry a couple of resource fatigue potions for an emergency.
That's really good to hear, actually. Any secrets? More of the same about the Kwama Forges, it looks like. Any lore?
About 50% of Radenfell's inhabitants are Dunmore. The other half are Redguard, Breton, Nord, Altmer, Dunmore...
You already said Dunmer.
Bosmer, Imperial, Khajiit, Argonian, and Orc in roughly equal proportion.
What do you know about the Redguard?
We're warriors by nature, quick of foot and hardy of constitution. We're good with all weapons and armors. Look for us in the thick of battle.
Thank you for your time.
What day is today?
Alright, let's see if we can find these mushrooms first, then we'll go to the mine. Alright, past the bridge and go over the hills to the west. I may be wrong about the, crossing that bridge, by the way. Because if you're talking about hills to the west, that would be right here. I don't like swimming, but I'll do it for this. Not a ton of progress, but I'll just make sure that we're Not losing too much if anything happens. So to just give a name to this Theodai Plateau. This definitely looks like a swamp. Bungler's Bane, Hypophagia. Pretty sure we just got the Violet Caprinus. Right, more of what we're looking for. I think that covers us. There might be one more. I believe I even wrote some notes last time, but it's hard to read them right now. Alright, so we've got Bungler's Bane. It's the fourth one. First one. And the third one. So we're good. Oh, I think we might have scared this one. Nope. Nope. I should rest and meditate on what I've learned. Let's find the lowest cost that I can work with. Frost for 6. Yep, fire as well. Alright. So I think this suggests to me I should probably just return to the Mages Guild and get a rest in rather than fulfill any of these other quests, seeing as it looks like I've already leveled up. Obviously that involves a little bit more of a journey than I wanted to make, but it'll give me a chance to catch up in terms of my quest for the Mages Guild as well. And then I don't recall if we were doing anything for the Imperial Cult, but I should probably be working on that as well. looking to get into fights, but I'm not going to turn them away. Especially against rats. Wading pretty deep to get these mushrooms, but I kind of want them. That's a nasty looking fellow. Any way of healing either. To the death. Alright, now that is clearly more than I can handle right now. Let's see if I can find a way back to the river. Nope. Perhaps it's better I try sneaking then. Though it does raise the question, what do I do when the sneak fails? Yep, it's mad. Fortunately, it looks like I was still able to give it the slip. Although it looks like there's something that I can check out there later. Alright, so I've well and truly overshot Balmora at this point. And I'll not turn down the opportunity to pick up more things for crafting. Something wants me. I am rather amused that I've managed to get myself lost. But it's certainly not an unpleasant place to get a bit lost and stroll around. Oh, jackpot. Oh, so close. There it is, Balmora. I may want to mind my step given the state of my health. Not entirely sure the town sentries would approve of this way of entering the city, but well, not entirely sure I'm supposed to be here. Try and find a more traditional approach. That didn't hurt at all. So before I go any further, it looks like it's already 6 in the evening, so it's going to be going back out at a late hour. Just trying to remember where my friendly bed is.
Yes, Outlander. What do you want?
I do sort of want to turn in that quest. But I want to rest up first just in case there's some kind of experience. curious if there's another floor to his place. There is not.
Well met, Outlander. What is it?
You've ascended to level 2. You realize that all your life you have been coasting along as if you were in a dream. Suddenly, facing the trials of the last few days, you have come alive.
Okay, I get to pick. Now, this will actually be a quick... Oh, I see. Sorry, I also set a timer for this. I think I may be wrong on the timer, but I just want to take a second here because I believe willpower is the most important for me. Maybe I should just find something on leveling in general. Sorry about the wait here. My inclination is to go strength, willpower, and possibly intelligence. Maybe personality as well. Nothing is coming up on my phone right now. Alright, so strength helps the long blade. It looks like light armor is agility, which would not be good for me. Willpower affects restoration and destruction, so I definitely want willpower. Intelligence will affect alchemy, conjuration, enchant, and security, so that's attractive. But personality will affect speechcraft, which is also very useful. So the multiplier seems to be based on how often I've used a given skill. So it's tempting because agility does seem to govern my armor as well as my block. But intelligence does affect my ability to gain. Agility gives me a little bit more, so I will focus on that this time around. 2 in the morning. What a lovely evening. Let's see if the Mages Guild will entertain me.
Sarah.
Dunmer?
That guy seemed really shocked to be seeing a Dunmer in Daggerfall, or in Morrowind.
Is there something I can do for you?
Interesting. Well, they keep telling me to bring the, I'll take one, thanks. May take the soul gems. Everybody keeps telling me to bring a divine intervention. At some point, I'd like to read all the books lying around here, but we'll maybe wait a little while on
I
that.
suppose I have a moment. What is it?
This guy has found the mushrooms Ajira needs. Do you have samples of the mushrooms? Luminous Ursula, Violet Caprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hyphafacia?
Yes, here they are.
Yes, these are good samples. Now Adra can write the report and be a journeyman of the Mages Guild. Adra has made potions for you to take in return. Adra is no great alchemist yet. Adra thinks you can use these. The journal has been updated. Bungler's Bane. Okay, each of these have been removed, and 4 cheap restore health.
Well, those are very welcome. What kind of training do you offer? Alchemy is tempting. Let's try it. Tell me more about the Mages Guild. Any duties?
Yes, Adra has more duties, Caius. Adra has made a bet with Galbadir. Adra made a bet with Galbadir that Adra would be a journeyman before Galbadir. Now Adra must study these mushrooms and write a report. Adra wants you to give Galbadir a fake soul gem.
Alright, tell me more about the fake soul gem.
Adra has made a fake soul gem. Take it and put it in Galbadir's desk upstairs. Galbadir should be coming downstairs to talk with Marin Dren, so no one will see you do this thing.
I don't know how I feel about this. Now, there's one quick thing I wanted to try here. Yeah. I wanted to use it, not steal it.
Warm day to you.
No junior version of that thing, huh? Just a master's. Again,
Do you need something?
all of it is very tempting to read.
Adra gave me a fake soul gem. She wants me to sabotage Galbadir's journeyman project. I should put the fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk.
Greetings.
I
What
may want to
exactly
talk
do
with
you
him.
require of me?
Are you here for scrolls, Caius? Or are you here for some other enchantments, even soul gems? Whatever your enchanting needs, you've come to the right place.
What do you train me in? Oh, I could use some training in destruction.
Have you been helping Adra with that bet? Go ahead. I have many tricks of my own. Even you and Adra together can't stop me from winning.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to feel too bad about falling through on this. Any advice?
If you're heading into the backcountry, always carry a couple of restore health, restore fatigue, cure disease, and cure blight potions with you.
Maybe I could just carry the ability to cast a cure for those.
Interesting. Go on.
Alright, seeing as I don't have any way of practicing alchemy on my own yet, I might just sell off the surplus. I don't know if this gets me kicked out of the guild, though.
What do you want, associate? More duties or not? Yes, I know about their bet. I did the same thing when I was apprentice. You might as well do what Adra asks.
Alright.
Congratulations, you are now officially Caius the Apprentice. Study diligently and perform your duties.
What about further advancement?
You meet our requirements, Caius, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of a journeyman.
And what duties are those? Alright, more for Azure.
What do you want, Outlander?
Yeah.
Do you want something from me?
No, that's fine.
Greetings. What exactly do you require of me? Go ahead, I'm listening. Warm day to you.
Has Caius put the fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk?
Yes, I already did it. Oh no. I thought I put it in the desk.
Warm day to you. I suppose I have a moment. What is it? I see you. Hello.
How may I help you?
Let's make sure I do that right this time. I am rather amused that,
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
I'm rather amused that I've tried to report this twice, and seems that they're having none of it. This is partly just to lighten the load a little bit.
Warm day to you.
You've put the gem in the desk as Azra asked. Azra thanks you.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna sell off everything that I can. That isn't... No, I didn't know that I could sell the skooma to her. Well, so much the better. The jerky's still good for me to use. I definitely know there's a, this elemental burst is definitely one that I have, I've got someone in mind for that. Alright, let's try and get a better deal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Never mind. Wasn't even paying attention. Just trying to get rid of the contraband. Alright, so the skooma is the high value item. Not running a charity here though. Excellent. All right. Soul trap sounds useful with all my soul gems, so let's start with one of those. Flame guard sounds helpful, but it is expensive. I think I'll grab the low-cost ones first. I think I'm gonna hold out for some more offensive spells.
Something.
Now this seems... No, maybe not. Levitate is definitely a high priority. Alright, so be it, but it looks like I don't have any other offensive abilities for now.
Hello, Outlander. I hope you won't take too much of my time.
At least I can just put the white sugar on the ground. The resistances do seem good, but again, I am looking for offensive skills if I can. I do believe I am poor now, although I can definitely sell off some things. Not that I have the weight for it.
Congratulations, you now officially Caius the Journeyman. Study diligently and perform your duties.
May I go any further?
You meet our requirements, Caius, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of an evoker.
And what duties are those?
I need someone to convince an ex-Telvanni to join us. While you're there, you can collect Manwë's guild dues.
Well, who do I need to make us join?
The Telvanni's name is Larar Beriloth. He's in Sulipud. If you can't convince him to join, kill him. While you're there, collect the guild dues from Manwë. She lives in Punbai nearby.
Tell me more about these guild dues.
Manwë has failed to pay her dues for several years, and she now owes us over 2,000 septims. Allegedly, she is researching something in Punbai, near Larar Beriloth in Sulipund. If you can convince her to pay the dues, I will split them with you. Otherwise, kill her.
Not so sure how I feel about this place. Alright, tell me more about Punbai.
Leave Balmora going towards Fort Moonmoth to the east. Cross the old Dwemer Bridge just north of the fort that leads into Molag Amur. Go past the Dwemer Ruin and follow the winding trail east until you reach a lake. You will see Mirandus to your south. I will mark this stronghold on your map. Head north from Mirandus on the path between the hills. Panabi will be on your right, and Sulipund is further up the path on the left. Just follow the signs to Molagmar. Sulipund is further along the trail from...
Alright, well, I have my mission.
Your actions precede you, Outlander. I've heard good things about you.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is finish the Fighters Guild task.
Your turn to talk, ours to listen.
It's always nice to take a look at the world. So I do still want to check out that place to the right, but we'll take care of the mine first. Alright, so they don't grow back in a day, we know that. they say they're just taking a break, but I haven't actually seen them do any work. Also ideally find some kind of a place for my stuff. But we'll deal with that when we can. See if we can find what's going on with these poachers. Can always go back if I don't think I'm making any progress.
I must be going, so if you could make it quick.
You're in an egg mine, Outlander, so be careful. Quama foragers and warriors won't attack miners since they're used to our smell, but they attack intruders, and you smell like an intruder.
What do you know about the poachers?
Savilo Othen and Daniela Vallis used to work here. Not good people, could be hiding anywhere in the mine.
Thank you.
Talk is free. What do you want?
Talk is free. What do you want?
Know anything about the poachers? Alright.
All right, I'm listening.
While you're in our egg mine, please don't harm the workers. They won't bother you, but Quama foragers and warriors will attack you since they don't recognize your smell. Avoid them, or go ahead and kill them if you have to. Don't worry, the hive can replace them fast enough.
What about the poachers?
We don't know anything about that. We're just doing our jobs.
Speak up!
I'm hoping that's a worker. I have no idea how I'm gonna get out from there, but This was not effective.
You will suffer great.
Magic in this case. If I was smarter, I'd try and take an opportunity to raise my magicka, but let's see if I can do something with the fire. And I don't know if I have any restore magicka. Looks like I don't, but let's use one of these cheap restore healths. Alright, that was invigorating. I'll take what I can sell, but I might drop some of this back. Right, so these are my targets. Take a minute here just to see what I can find. Maybe take a minute and repair. That'll work for now. So I think what I'm going to wind up doing with my skills, if I'm out of mana, I will rest to restore. This is just so I can get a little practice with my spell casting. my way back up, but I don't think this is exactly true. I think I just went in a big circle. Alright, so we made some progress. So I can definitely turn in at the Fighter's Guild. Let's just see if there's anything else that I need to do right now. So no word about Rordris. See, when I get a chance, I should try and talk to the Imperial Cult to see if I can move, I can get some duties for them. The Balmora Magistrate Novus, Atreus is on the take. Larius Vero in Fort Moonmoth. Alright, so it does look like I'm on my way to collecting dues unless I want to find something else to do, so we will take a chance in, what time is it? 8 in the evening. We'll take a chance on this other, region just to see what we might get up to. I am a little weighed down, but I can always drop the axe. Theris Ancestral Tomb. I will very likely want my fire here, given the last time we ran into a ghost. Well. I don't think there's much I can do about this. Clearly there's something waiting behind that door. Aha.
Shrine of Saint Veloth.
Not quite ready for that yet.
Book of Dawn and Dusk. The Book of Dawn and Dusk is a collection of sayings and aphorisms attributed variously to the tribunals.
I believe we already have this. Yes, no need to steal this one. So given the presence of ghosts, I'm going to be using melee attacks for the majority of the... Alright, so clearly it did something to weaken me. It would be helpful if it gave me some kind of an indication of receiving some sort of negative status effect. I don't think this will be enough, but let's try. Freed up a little space. I don't believe I have any kind of a probe that will allow me to deal with the traps, so I think I'm just gonna have to take my lumps here. Oh, that might kill me. By God, I have a restore health somewhere. Let's take 2 for safety. Oh, flame bolt ring. Promising. So I believe I've explored my possibilities here. We will rest up for the evening. We'll sell what we can, and then there may be something else the Fighters Guild makes us do, but the most likely option is to either explore Balmora a little bit more, or move to another region to be able to do some more tasks. We'll maybe see if we can find a representative of the Imperial cult in Balmora. Otherwise, we'll just leave it.
May I help you?
I'm good, thanks.
Aren't you a sight? What can I do for you?
What's the status on this egg poacher's apprentice? Don't make me assign this to another person.
They're dead.
Got both of them? Good. Here's your payment. 100 septims. We've got some extra potions from a recent raid. Take these. They'll come in handy. Just tell me when you're ready for more orders.
I want to advance first.
The Fighters Guild recognizes you, Caius. You are now Caius the Journeyman.
Any further advancement?
Your talents are noteworthy, but some question your depth of devotion. Perform more duties for the Fighters Guild, and you'll earn your place.
What are my orders then?
We have a contract from the Caldera Mining Company. Kill 4 Telvanni agents responsible for trouble in the Caldera mine.
Tell me more about the Telvanni agents.
4 Telvanni agents are responsible for thefts and disappearances in the Caldera ebony mines. Their names are Alanu Aralin, Sathsa Nerothrin, Fothinia Herothan, and Alvleg. They're hiding in the cave in the hills north of the Caldera mine. When the 4 agents are dead, report back to me. Take care. It's very likely that one of them is on lookout posted outside the mines. The quickest way to Caldera is probably to have the guild guide at the Mages Guild transport you, but it's your choice.
Tell me more about the Caldera ebony mines then.
They're southwest of the town of Caldera, I believe. Check around when you're in Caldera. They'll give you better directions.
What about the thefts and disappearances they're responsible for?
The Caldera Mining Company says they've learned a group of Telvanni agents are spying on the Caldera mine works. There have been a number of ebony thefts, missing guards, escaped slaves, and these Telvanni agents are responsible.
I believe you've already told me about the Telvanni agents, so... Doesn't look like there's anything about the Imperial cult. Alright, there's nothing else I'd like to talk with him about. Maybe training.
Welcome, adventurer. Looking for an equalizer? Something to give you the edge against a superior opponent? You may need to do a lot of damage in a hurry. You can't beat a poison blade. Try my inexpensive iron spider dagger and steel spider blade, or an imperial netch blade for even more bite.
Let's talk about dealing. So first of all, I'm trying to get rid of some moon sugar. No, you don't buy that, of course you don't. So I'm currently sitting on 1 to 20 or 418. I'll admit you are disappointing me, sir. I'll sell what I can to you and move on. You don't buy anything, do you? Do you buy the miner's pick at least? It's tough to say whether or not I need the bow. That's he's trying to get a deal. I think I'll leave it for the training.
Well met. Greetings.
Long blade maybe, but I don't have the money for it. can you tell me about the Imperial cult?
Balmoria's Imperial cult shrine is outside of the town to the southeast in Fort Moonmoth. Eldasi Thirothran is the priest in charge there. The altar cures disease and poison, and they offer various other services as well.
Well, looks like I have more than one reason to go to Fort Moonmoth. Any other rumors?
The Legion champion, Larius Vero, over at Moonmoth Legion Forth, has sworn an oath to stop corruption. He hasn't had much luck going through official channels. The syndicates have got their people covered coming and going. He'll never get anywhere working through the system. He's going to have to find someone who can get him around the system, or through the system, like straight and hard through the system.
All right. Any other secrets?
Somebody said that Larius Vero over at Fort Moonmoth is looking for you. Said that he wanted to talk to you. I don't know what about.
Well, I have a guess. What do you know more about Morrowind?
In case you didn't know, weapons and armor are less effective when they get worn out. Repair them yourself if you have the skill, or take them to a smith for repair.
I did know that, thank you. Anything you can tell me about Vradenfell?
Vradenfell District is one of the 6 Imperial administrative districts of Morrowind, consisting of the island of Vradenfell, surrounded by the inland sea, and dominated by the titanic volcano Red Mountain and its associated ash wastelands.
What can you tell me about the district? The exact same things as before. Well, not exactly. Morrowind itself.
Morrowind is the northernmost province of the Tamraelic Empire, bounded on the north and east by ocean, on the west by Skyrim, and on the southwest by Cyrodiil, also known as the Imperial Province, and on the south by the Black Marsh, also known as Argonia.
What can you tell me about the Red Mountain?
The Red Mountain is the great volcano at the center of Vradenfell Island. To reach the Red Mountain, follow Foidania Mamea from the Old Dwemer Bridge near Fort Moonmoth to Ghost Gate.
I think I'm good for now. I did get another... yes, I do have another mission for them.
I'm fine, thank you. What can I do for you?
Any rumors?
Lalu and Telvanni have been fighting over Odir Niran for years.
What about Solstheim?
Terrible place, I've heard. There's a boat from Kuhl if you have any reason to go.
You may speak.
We already did. I might have a conversation at the Mages Guild before I go, just to try and lighten my load. What have you heard lately?
Everyone knows that the Balmora magistrate, no less Satirius, is on the take. Thieves, thugs, and murderers are getting ridiculous sentences, or paying a drake for walking free, but they'll never get to Arteris. He's got fat cats and family back in the city to cover him. The Legion champion, Larius Vero, over at Moonmoth Legion Fort, has sworn an oath to stop the corruption, but I don't see what he can do.
What about advice?
I've never seen a successful adventurer who didn't carry a couple of Almsevi intervention scrolls with him on a long expedition. 2 reasons. Emergency exit, and it lets you move a lot more loot than you can carry on foot, and faster goes without saying.
What about secrets?
If you're having trouble persuading someone, offer a bribe. Don't be so stuffy. Bribes are the lubricant of honest commerce.
My God, sir, you're a town guard.
Is there something you need?
Looks like you've had a run-in with some trouble. You should find some healing, friend.
Thanks.
Are you here to discuss your orders, Caius, or is there something else that you want?
Tell me more about the blades.
We're spies. We're the Emperor's hidden eyes and ears in the provinces. We watch the Emperor's enemies, look for opportunities. We make reports, and when the Emperor commands, we obey. But we're one of the many guilds and factions in Morrowind. You should know a little bit about Morrowind politics before you get involved with any of those other groups.
Well, I'm all ears.
Groups favoring Imperial interests are the Blades, the Imperial Cult, the Imperial Legion, the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and the Thieves Guild. Groups favoring native Dunmer interests are House Redoran, House Lalu, and House Tilvani, the Temple, the Morag Tong, the Kimona Tong, and the Ashlanders.
Well, I know a little bit more about the Imperial groups, but tell me more about the Morrowind factions.
House Redoran is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses on Vradenfell, a very serious and honorable bunch. It's difficult for an outlander to join and rise in their ranks, but the great houses are where the power lies in Morrowind. Talk to Redoran counselors if you want to become a Redoran retainer.
And what about the Lalu?
House Lalu is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses on Vradenfell. They're loyal supporters of the Empire, open-minded in religious and cultural matters, and greedy and ambitious in the best Imperial tradition. It's difficult to rise in their ranks as an outlander, but the great houses hold the power in Morrowind. Talk to Lalu counselors if you want to become a Lalu retainer.
And finally, what about the Telvanni?
House Tilvani is one of 3 Dunmer great houses in Vradenfell. Their nobles are thousand-year-old wizards. Tilvani are supposed to hate politics, foreigners, and just about everything else, but the Vradenfell Tilvani are apparently more ambitious and adventurous than most. I don't know much about them, but they do hire Western mercenaries, and some even rise to higher ranks. Talk to Tilvani counselors if you want to become a Tilvani retainer.
I can see that working. What is this guild guide?
A guild guide is a spellcaster of the Mages Guild who provides magical transport for a small fee. You can only travel from one Mages Guild to another, but it is the fastest way to travel between Vivec, Balmora, Alderaan, Caldera, and Serith Mora.
What other services should I know about in Balmora?
We have our own Blades trainers, of course, and there are many public services available in Balmora. Members get better prices from guild services. The Balmora Fighters Guild and Balmora Mages Guild are across the river. You'll find contacts for the Balmora Thieves Guild in the south wall up the street, and there's an Imperial cult shrine at the nearby Moonmoth Legion fort.
I always keep hearing about that. Alright, let's hear some more about these things I haven't heard before. What is Tyremelin?
Healer Tyremelin lives 2 houses south, downstairs.
Thank you. Tell me about the Thieves Guild.
In the rest of the Empire, the Thieves Guild is a more or less organized group of local criminal syndicates governing illegal trade in their communities. Here in Morrowind, the Thieves Guild is the newcomer. The established local crime lords are called the Kimona Tong. The Thieves Guild doesn't advertise, partly because they avoid the law, and partly to avoid the Kimona Tong, who have sworn to destroy the upstart Thieves Guild. Sugarlips Habisi over at the south wall is the local guild boss.
I want to hear more about the Kimona Tong.
The Kimona Tong is Morrowind's native criminal syndicate. They're tough and ruthless and have connections in the higher ranks of House Lalu. The Kimona Tong compete directly with the Thieves Guild for control of illegal trade, and Kimona Tong will not tolerate competition. Compared with the Kimona Tong, the Thieves Guild is relatively decent and honorable, certainly less brutal. They don't accept outlanders as members. Forget about it.
Well, would you consider me an outlander? Alright. Who is Shiraine Leorin?
Mage Shiraine Leorin is in Caldera, next town north. Her half-in-timberstone house north sits between the twin towers of the North Gate and the Governor's Hall.
I believe these are other blades.
And Siorvar
Horsemouth?
Master-at-Arms Siorvar Horsemouth lives in a Gwar herder's hut in the middle of nowhere west of Caldera. I've only been there once and couldn't give you directions. Go look for him if you feel like a little hike.
What about Rithleen?
Warrior Rithleen lives 2 houses south, upstairs.
Nine Toes?
Get to Hunter Nine Toes, leave my door facing south, go right down the steps, turn left, head south, looking for his door on your left.
I need to know why I'm looking for these people, though. What about Alone?
Alone the Scout can usually be found at Arel's trade house in Seidanin. You know where that is. You arrived at Seidanin by boat.
Alright, tell me about the blades again. And the Blades trainers. Alright. And Gildan.
Nightblade Gildan lives in Aldaroon, the Redoran district seat north of here, beyond Caldera. Gildan is in the southeast corner of town, the house to the right of the steps up to the temple.
And what about Ashlanders?
I don't know much about the Ashlanders. Most people say that they're murderous savages, but most people are idiots. I know they hate their settled Dunmer cousins almost as much as they hate Westerners. They must be tough to live in the Ashlands. I don't think Outlanders can become members of the tribes. I don't know why anyone would want to.
Alright, finally tell me about Fort Moonmoth.
Moonmoth Fort is the Imperial Legion garrison southeast of Balmora, just outside of town. Red Hardheart is the knight in charge. Between the Imperial Legion and the Imperial cult staff, they have about a dozen service providers out there.
Good to know. I think I'm gonna get a rest in. A little help here, Mr. Master of Spies. Can't hurt to get a little practice in. Alright, so I think we're on our way to Fort Moonmoth. I'll, take a slightly longer route, just so that I can see what houses are around here. Where were we? Alright, so we'll visit Fort Moonmoth before carrying on to the rest of the mission. But as before, I'll stop by the Mages Guild to try and sell what I can. Have you been waiting there all night?
You may speak.
What do you want, Outlander?
So I'll start with my friend who I know will buy the moon sugar.
Tidings and good wishes to your friend.
Greeted friend, welcome.
Alright, they've got no shortage of gold now, so we should be able to clear the inventory. Some of these books are quite valuable. I don't believe I ever read The Spirit of the Daedra. I should probably get on that.
All right, I'm intrigued. Go ahead. How may I help you, Dunmer?
I think instead of training for the next little while, I'll see. It's tempting to buy some of these restoration spells. But I'll see if I can find a destruction specialist first. I wonder if they'll let me use the beds here.
Well, what have we here? Interesting.
Under sun and sky,
The weekend is very tempting, but not at the point of purchasing.
You're not what I expected. You've earned my trust.
I'll leave it for now.
Are you here for scrolls, Caius, or are you here for some other enchantments? Even soul gems. Whatever your enchanting needs, you've come to the right place.
All right. Still aren't quite what I want for purchases.
And
So one last trip to the Fighters Guild just to try and make a little money.
Well met. Greetings.
It's getting a little close to the limit. I wonder. Well, it was worth a try. We'll go for full repairs on everything for now. Don't know if I've ever checked down below here, but let's see if there's anything interesting in the Fighters Guild before we head out. I believe I have been down here now that I think about it. Right,
Stay
this
out
is a
of
lot.
trouble,
Please,
and
by
you'll
all
have
means.
none from me.
I'm listening.
a little,
Well, hello there. A pleasure to meet you.
a little rich for me right now. But at some point I would like to get some kind of alchemy material and, buy some more spells.
How may I help you, Doug?
Alright, so we're on our way to Fort Moonmoth. And we'll see what we can find for the, both for the,
What do you ask of me?
the Mages Guild quest, as well as, just any general activity we run into. Alright, so, oh, okay, I can see it right there. Of course, it's most likely we will wind up in a situation where I need to do some things before the quests get done, but I can live with that. So I'm making a bit of an assumption that this is Fort Moonmoth, but the signs should be able to tell me. Alright, so quite a bit to do inside here, it looks like.
I'm an officer of the Imperial Legion. Move along.
Can you tell me any secrets?
Daedra. You know what they are, right? Well, Daedric shrines are where Daedra cults worship Daedra. Bad people who summon bad Daedra. Stay away from them. Why? Because Daedra are nasty, and folks that worship them are even nastier.
Is that your advice as well?
Never seen a successful adventurer who didn't carry a couple of divine intervention scrolls.
So I hear. What about rumors?
At first it seemed that all the fuss about the Neverine prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that Dunmer had been waiting for Lord Neverrar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years an Ashlander appears and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes on, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry about it so much?
Tell me more about the Neverine prophecy. Sorry. Neverine.
It's the reincarnation of some dark elven hero supposed to come and drive the Empire out of Morrowind. Just some local superstition, but the temple says it's wicked and evil, and you'll be very sorry if you talk about it with the priests and the temple guard.
You want something, friend? Yes? Speak freely, friend.
I don't know you. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Erla, Smith and Trooper of the Imperial Legion.
Tell me about the Imperial Legion, then.
We have garrisons in Fort Pelagiad and Pelagiad, Hawkmoth Fort and Ebonheart, Fort Moonmoth and Balmora, Fort Buckmoth and Aldrune, and Fort Darius and Nisus. Were you looking to join the Imperial Legion?
Not exactly, but sure.
All the garrisons are presently at full strength, except, of course, the Death's Head Legion at Fort Darius, in the West Gash near the village of Nisus. If you're interested, you'll have to talk with General Darius there.
What can you tell me about Morrowind, then?
About 50% of Radenfell's inhabitants are Dunmer. The other half are Redguard, Breton, Nord, Altmer, Dunmer, Bosmer, Imperial, Khajiit, Argonian, and Orc, roughly in equal proportions.
I'm really just looking for whoever's in charge here. Oh, now this is looking tempting.
I don't know you. What do you want?
Tell me about the Blades.
The Blades are the Emperor's spies. They're everywhere, but no one knows who they are.
What do you have for sale? Again, I'm comparing this with a 1 to 20. 5 to 20 is tempting, but it is a two-handed. Yeah, I'm not too happy with any of this. So unless I can sell him something, I don't think this is gonna work. What can you tell me about skooma?
Skooma is an illegal narcotic substance made from refined moon sugar. Criminals use it as a kind of currency. They say that it makes you fast and strong, but clumsy and stupid. Of course, I want nothing to do with it.
Head on.
Tell me about the Blades.
The Blades are the Emperor's spies. They're everywhere, but no one knows who they are.
I know you are.
Most Dunmer worship the Tribunal, 3 mortals who became gods in the distant past before Tiber Septim. The temple takes care of the poor, provides health and education, and teaches family duty.
Good to know. I don't suppose you can tell me who's in charge here. What spells do you offer? Some of these are a little more tempting. I should also go for any cures. I'm fine with spending. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Emmerich Kerlian, healer and trooper of the Imperial Legion.
All right, I'll take my leave.
What was that about?
No shortage of merchants, it looks like.
I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Paragon. How can I help you?
It's a little heavy, but I think I will take the apprentice's mortar and pestle. I can find the reagents myself. Let's see if I can bargain them down to 80. Did the prices just go up?
Thank you. Please come again.
think he may be a member of the...
I'm an apothecary. I brew and sell potions to heal wounds, restore bodily and mental attributes, and cure diseases. I also buy and sell ingredients.
Tell me about the Empire.
The Empire is the greatest achievement in history. Thanks to the Emperor, the legions, and the rule of law, we've had peace and prosperity for centuries.
Alright. I was hoping to find out if you're a member of the Imperial cult, but I suspect you are.
Welcome, Layman Caius. Can I tell you about our services? Or if you can donate more time and effort, would you like to try and become a lay servant?
What is that?
It is not possible to become a priest or consecrated cleric without joining cult orders. You'd be forced to devote yourself full-time to the Imperial cult, which doesn't suit adventurous people like yourself. But we do need lay servants, earnest laymen dedicated to serving the Nine, for certain unglamorous but spiritually rewarding tasks. At present, we need almoners to serve Zenithar, lay healers to serve Mara, and shrine sergeants to serve Stendar.
Shrine sergeants may be a little more appropriate.
A shrine sergeant helps keep order at the shrines, carries messages and packages, and sometimes escorts priests and lay servants on dangerous missions. The occasional service is ideal for bold, free-spirited adventurers like you. If you're interested, speak with Kay at the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart.
It's a bit of a walk. What do you have on offer? Well, it's all very tempting, but I have no idea what this is going to cost me. Alright, so these are people in the Imperial cult, but I don't seem to have any way of advancing with them.
Welcome, Layman Caius. Can I tell you about our services? Or if you can donate the time and effort, would you like to become a lay servant?
Let's hear about lay healers. Almoners? Yeah, it's all the same.
The Imperial cult worships the Nine Divines, Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, Julianos, and Tiber Septim.
And who are you?
I am Somtius Vunius, priest and adept of the Imperial cult.
I see. So it looks like my advancement's a little bit different inside your organization. What can you tell me about Morrowind?
Dunmer say they hate necromancers, vampires, and all undead, but they guard their tombs with ghosts and animated spirits of their ancestors. What's the difference?
A pretty big one. Right, some of these are rather tempting, but I will hold off for now. Do you have any advice?
Vela Kitaro at the Alderan Guild of Mages runs a little class for new arrivals in Vradenfell. And, by the way, she is also happy to talk about her vocation as a priest.
Any secrets?
Buy from merchants and traders who like you. You get better prices. Members of your own faction usually like you best.
What about rumors?
At first it seemed that the
We've heard enough about the Neverend prophecy. What does the Imperial cult think of the Blades?
The Blades are the Emperor's spies. They're everywhere, but no one knows who they are.
Do you want something from me?
All right. Not quite where I wanted to go.
Speak freely, friend.
think this only exists so I can go on the wall. Seems a lot taller than it is. So presumably there's either some other part to this area, or where was I? Larius Pharaoh.
Speak freely, friend.
You all say speak freely, but you won't tell me about Larius Pharaoh.
Yes?
Wait, you're the captain? Damn, no luck. Alright, I just want to double check I didn't, Ah, there you are.
I'm Larius Vero, Legion Champion of Fort Moonmoth. I've been hoping you might come by. I've got some work for you if you're interested in.
Tell me more about yourself first.
I'm Larius Vero, Warrior and Champion of the Imperial Legion.
Well, I mean, I don't know where I would have gone that otherwise. Alright, I'd love to hear more about this job, but I have no idea how. Tell me about your trade.
I'm a warrior by trade. I know how to fight when necessary, but I rather look so tough that critters give up or run away when they see me. Personally, I favor long blades of all kinds, and they use long blades for many different styles and craftsmanships here in Morrowind, and I wear medium armor for a decent balance of protection and mobility. But I train with various weapon types and armor types, and like any good warrior, I'm my own armorer. I don't want to fight with worn weapons and warm armor.
Very good to hear. What's on your mind?
Take care when walking the roads. There have been rumors of bandits robbing careless travelers near Hla Oad.
And what do you mean by careless travelers?
A number of careless travelers have been attacked recently. Seems there's a Nord near Hla Oad who's been robbing the unwary. If you happen upon him, take care. And of course, I'd be grateful if you took care of that problem for me.
Surely this isn't the thing that you were looking for to talk to me about, though. Tell me about the Empire.
The Empire is the greatest achievement of Tamrielic civilization. This melting pot of contrasting cultures is held together by a strong hereditary emperor and bureaucracy, by rule of law, by a powerful professional army, and by religious tolerance. Education and wealth is broadly distributed through the social classes where imperial culture has flourished. Many citizens are literate and protected under imperial law.
Tell me about the Guard.
Guards keep the peace and chase down criminals. Each district has its own guards. Legion troopers in imperial districts, ordinators in temple districts, Redoran, Hlalu, and Telvanni guards in their own great house districts. Guards collect fines and compensation or drag you off to prison if you can't pay.
Tell me more about that.
The punishment for criminals in Morrowind is typically fines and compensation. The fines are collected by the state. The compensation goes to the injured party or his kin. That may sound like a sweet deal. Kill an enemy, pay the fine. But folks who have enough money to pay such fines are almost always house lords, and House Wars customs means that the great house of the victim usually buys a writ with the Morag Tong to assassinate the murderer. So murderers pay, and then they get killed too.
Tell me about your trade. Well, you've already done that. All right. I just want to know about this work, man. Let's start with House Redoran.
They're the true warriors of the ancient Dunmer. Although House Lalu has adopted more of the Empire's ways, I have more respect for the warriors of House Redoran.
What about Imperials?
Our civilization has brought peace and prosperity to all Tamriel. We place our faith in hard work, education, and discipline. We prefer free trade and diplomacy, but we are not ashamed to use force.
If I talk to you about work, will you tell me what you wanted me to do?
Through various channels, I've learned a bit of your situation. I'd like to tell you a little story, and when I'm done, you can ask me some questions. And then maybe you might decide to go out and do some things. You might not. That's your affair. But I want to tell you about a nice present I think the Emperor wants you to have. I'm not sure what it is, but maybe you'll want to check back and see if you found it later, after you've done some things.
Let's hear your story.
Once upon a time, there was a bad magistrate who took gold from criminal organizations to reduce sentences and fines of criminals. Everyone knew that he was doing this, but nobody could prove it, because even if it could be proved, the bad magistrate had important friends, and proof is not as powerful as important friends. At the same time, there was a good officer who enforced the laws because he thought that laws made people happy and safe, and it bothered the good officer that enforcing the laws did no good because the bad magistrate let criminals go as quick as the officer caught them. For a long while, the good officer sighed and said, "What can I do? Because the bad magistrate has important friends and nothing I can do will touch him." But then the good officer said, "Say, wait a minute. What about the bad people who are bribing the bad magistrate? They haven't gotten important friends, and if they aren't around, then the bad magistrate can't get any more bribes." And even better, the good officer suspected that the bad people who were bribing the bad magistrate were probably criminals themselves, so the good officer decided that it would be good if the bad people who were bribing the bad magistrate could go away forever. So that the good officer made a special little prayer, and that there would be a little bloodbath to wash the bad people away. There. Isn't that a nice little story? Maybe not the perfect story, because it ends with a prayer and not a bloodbath. But maybe that story isn't over yet.
Are we talking any bad people in specific?
Oh, the bad people are the Kimona Tong. I thought everybody knew that. They're a criminal organization. Unfortunately, I don't know who the Kimona Tong are. No one will tell me, because I am an officer. And it is against the code to tell officers things. But people in the Thieves Guild hate the Kimona Tong, so I bet if you asked the Thieves Guild, they would cheerfully tell you who the bad people are and where to find them.
What's this bloodbath you're talking about?
The bad people in my story are 5 members of the Kimona Tong. I know they are a scout, pawnbroker, a savant, a thief, and a smith, and they are in Balmora. Unfortunately, I don't know their names, but maybe you can find their names, and where to find them. And then maybe my story can have a happy ending, with a little bloodbath instead of a little prayer.
Let's get back to that present you were talking about.
What is the nice present from the Emperor? I'm sure I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a surprise, and as I said, I'm not sure where it is, but I might find it. Anytime, so check back and see if I found it, later, after you've done some work.
Works for me.
Speak freely, friend.
I'll skip the prison. So it looks like I've got an investigation ahead of myself. My best bet at this point is to focus on my other tasks. Alright, so I'll keep going east.
Speak freely, friend.
just north of the fort. See if this thing comes after me. Oh, that's right. I was meaning to try my new mortar. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Oh, looks like it wants to try something. Alright, so it looks like we found that bridge. I need to cross the bridge. Alright, so I seem to get it wrong on the bridge, but we also seem to be back on track. Probably missed a sign earlier, though. I'll work with what we got. I'm also being a little more stingy with my fatigue because I believe it does affect my ability to do. Who the hell are you?
You're hardly a match for me.
Probably should have thought that through.
Speak freely, friend.
Alright, so the path to that Dunmer Bridge, or that, what bridge was it? Amur and follow the trail east. Mar. Maybe take advantage of the view to see if I can find out about any other bridges. What's the deal with this guy? Snowy Granius. I definitely did not do the right combo there. See ya. I might be locked in. So I am tempted to check that out, but we'll do that a little bit later. Alright, so based on that, we seem to be in the right area. Follow the trail east until I reach a lake. Not feeling very confident about this lake. But as far as trails go, this is definitely leading me interesting places, but I don't think it's leading me where I want to go. And the one bit of advice we did always get about the Dwemer ruins was to go there when we had enough inventory space, which we clearly do not. So I'll carry on with my original path. Of course, its definition as a path is a questionable one. I'm definitely getting the impression that I'm going the wrong way. But I'm interested interested in seeing where it goes. If nothing else, I can just wait out here to see get to the end of this storm. Alright, I gotta get out of here. This looks no more comforting than the last place I found myself. Ideally, I'll find a place to rest. Dark Brotherhood would never think to come get me here. This may be the Ashlanders we heard about. I need to be careful. I need to be very careful. Ah. It's an Ash slave, apparently. It's definitely something stronger than I can take on right now, but we'll give it one more try. Alright, that took a lot out of me just for the one. Clearly I don't have enough space, and I do prefer this shirt. He won't be needing. So there may be some sense in me trying to attack with a bow, but the last few times we tried that, it hasn't been very successful. That seemed like there was something else that was inside here, so I'm gonna take a minute to get my fatigue up and see. Yeah, looks like there's a few. They made me. So let's try something a little different here. No, I didn't mean to do that. This is not very effective. Looks like he's got his own ability to heal. No, I don't have the cheap. No, I've got the cheap stuff still. I do struggle, seem to be struggling to seal the deal, though. I think I need something a little stronger here. No, 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 no. it's tempting to rest up, but I know I won't be able to accomplish any of that training until I can get to a bed. Alright, this guy is gonna be a lot. I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to do anything about this. So let's just take one of everything. I may not have enough mana, but let's try. Oh, so close. We're gonna try again. So I don't have enough to cast the fire bite. So what I'll do is I'll minimize the number of chances for him to cast damaging spells. As best as I can, anyway. There's no way I'm surviving this. Don't you dare. I just need one more. Oh, come on. Alright, clearly I need to rest if I'm gonna carry through with this. Oh, apparently I do level up. So strength, willpower. This is a very difficult one. I think I am gonna prioritize the things that I get the most return on. Intelligence is tempting, but alright, let's see if I can get myself out of this problem. How is he still alive? I think the plan on trying to minimize the distance as soon as possible was the best Okay, so I gotta be a little careful here because I'm at lower health. Alright, now I've got myself into a bit of trouble. Because I don't have any way to heal. Three at once is too much. I think I got my last. Just finish him already. It's gonna be rather difficult if they keep running away like that. I'm still going for it though. This time I'm gonna try kiting them though. I don't exactly have a world of magicka left to deal with this next patch, but I can work with this. This is a problem now. Alright, Ashwell Blight, that's, I'm thinking that's probably beyond my abilities. I just need a minute here to see. I remember there was a Blight that they talked about that was basically a game loser. do have a cure blight disease, so the answer there is I just need to rest, assuming it doesn't kill me. You're kidding me. And that would have auto-saved as well. That was the first guy we took out, but not the second. I feel a little bad getting out of the disease that way, but I am, of course, perfectly willing to rob these guys blind. Before I go any further, let's see what I can find from that area I took out that one guy in. Obviously, to the right, there's someone else I need to worry about. Alright, now that's interesting to me. I'm curious. So close. I don't want to blow a levitate on it yet. Because I really wonder whether or not I'm able to get there from the corpse and I just wasn't paying attention. So I know effectively on a one-on-one fight I can take these guys out with a, So I really want to figure out what the deal is with all of this. Looks like there's quite a bit going on in there. So the real dilemma here is he's going to be able to get some shots off on me. Ashlands are worth so much. And it is so heavy. I mean, they're really selling me on how evil this place is. I just don't know who I should blame. I do know I'm taking their offerings, though. Alright, so there's one last part of this area that I haven't properly explored yet. I really just wanted to stay here so that I could wait out the storm. So my guess is that there's some passage up here that I missed. It's really not looking like it was worth the trip. Alright, I'll try one last run to climb my way up, but I think I'm gonna have to accept that there are mysteries in this area that I will just never be able to find the answers to. So I want to find out the name of that hammer again to see if I can talk with someone about the meaning. Sixth house spell hammer. it's always so good at just convincing me that I'm going to be able to get it. If only there was a climb button like in Daggerfall. Anyways, I'm wasting everyone's time with this. We are getting close to the end, but we'll see if we can find something. Actually, maybe it's good to just end it here. We can continue our journey next week to see if we can do a little bit more work for the Mages Guild. Alright. On that note, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. This was Caius, Spellsword, Dunmer, Eternal Champion, former agent of the Emperor, and now initiate into the Blades. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you next week.